Hi, my name is Daryl Mangosing, and I am a graduate student in public health at Tufts University School of Medicine in Boston. For my master's practicum, I am doing a PhotoVoice project among members of the Young Adult Community Advisory Board from FACS under the guidance of Claire Berman from the Health Education and Communication Committee. This presentation is intended to serve as a training session and orientation prior to going forward with the PhotoVoice project. Please follow along and listen closely as I go over each section of the presentation. First, I want to ask you to think about visual media and about how photos and videos are used in everyday life. Is it to document your experiences? Posting it on social media for friends, family, or even the public to see? Or to pass down information? Photos are traditionally used in PhotoVoice, but what is PhotoVoice? It was first used in the early 1990s by researchers in China studying reproductive health. They describe PhotoVoice as the process by which participants can identify, represent, and enhance their community through a specific photographic technique. PhotoVoice is unique because it relies more on the story and meaning behind the photograph than just the actual physical photograph. There are usually 3 steps. 1. Decide on what to photograph and capture that on camera. 2. Participate in critical reflection around the stories and meanings behind the photographs. And 3. Affect policy or social change. At the center of PhotoVoice, you, the participants, will actually be taking the photographs and video for this project and describing the meaning behind them, telling the researchers what is important to you and why. Here's a YouTube video that introduces the concept of PhotoVoice through photos from actual projects. Observe how the photos portray or tell the stories of the photographers. This PhotoVoice project will also compile all the photos and videos from the young adult CAB members into a single video compilation like this one.
Photography is a very powerful tool for communication and provides an outlet for issues that are not always easy to talk about. Poverty, conflict, prejudice and disability leave so many people without a voice. PhotoVoice's guiding principle is to train people to document their lives. However, participatory photography also provides more than just a skill. It increases self-confidence and fosters a sense of pride in the individual and the community. Storytelling with images brings great strength in many different ways. Participatory photography empowers people, and by telling their own stories, they gain a level of control of how they're perceived. For 10 years, PhotoVoice has built a unique track record and is a leader in the field. With a small team of professionals and volunteers working with a much larger team of trainers, facilitators and photographers, they have delivered over 50 workshops and community-based projects across 23 countries to hundreds of participants. PhotoVoice always works with partner organizations, from tiny community-based projects to international NGOs. PhotoVoice also shares its learning by producing resources that are used around the world. PhotoVoice's work is made possible thanks to your donations, print purchases and fundraising events. Your support is crucial to PhotoVoice while so many voices remain unheard.
So, what will you be doing? First, you'll be capturing yourself in your community and environment in the way that you see it. Then, we will come back together as a group to discuss the stories around the photographs or videos, which is what we call a focus group discussion. Finally, we will use the digital media and narratives to shape social interactions between your peers in facts as well as others. Taking photos and recording video is rather simple, point and click. However, a certain amount of power comes with being a photographer. We will now discuss the ethics of photography as well as safety and media consent. There are two main issues around ethics. The first is invasion of privacy. How can someone's privacy be invaded while taking a photo? It is a violation of privacy to take someone's photo or video without his or her permission. Even if the person did not appear to object, not asking permission may cause that person to be upset when their photograph or video is publicized and could potentially put the photographer, you, in danger. Permission must be granted before the photographer or video is taken, even if the photographer believes they will lose naturalness or authenticity. It is suggested to learn the art of patience. Many professional photographers actually spend most of their time behind a camera just waiting. You may wait until the subjects have forgotten you are there so that naturalness is returned. By asking permission, the subject gains trust in the photographer and gives a chance for the photographer to discuss what they are doing and explain the PhotoVoice project. The general rule is a participant is not required to receive a signature when taking a picture or video of a group of people where individual faces are not recognizable, or the photographer is taking a photo of something and a person just happens to walk into the shot by accident. What should you do if someone does not want their picture or video taken? Some people may not want their photograph or video taken and will have individual reasons for this. Do not pressure someone. People often feel protective of their communities or identity and for this reason may not want their photograph or video to be taken. The second issue is making sure that photographs or videos and narratives are an accurate representation of the community and its members. As photographers, we do not want to show anyone in a negative light or in embarrassing circumstances. Do not record anything that would go against the values of PhotoVoice and facts, the pediatric HIV/AIDS cohort study. Safety should be a priority for the photographer and subject. Do not take a photo or video of someone doing something risky or incriminating, and do not travel to a strange or dangerous part of the community just for a photograph or video. The photographer as well as the subject should also be able to agree on both what is in the photo or video and the narrative that goes with it. Power comes with using a camera. The photos or video that are produced should be an accurate representation of the community and the subject. Remember that subjects are vulnerable to the image or video even if they give permission to be photographed or video recorded. Consent is very important for the success of PhotoVoice. Consent occurs when a person understands all of the benefits and risks in participating in this project and they give permission to participate. Receiving consent from all subjects reduces the feeling of intrusion. You are asking for permission before taking photos or video, so privacy is not violated and safety is maintained. Participants must receive written consent from any subjects of the photos or videos. This consent allows for the photographer to photograph or video record the subject as well as for facts to use the media in the future. As for safety, always ask before taking a photo or video of someone or someone's personal property, like someone's house. Be respectful. Do not travel to any area that is known to be dangerous. Do not do anything you wouldn't usually do. Do not go anywhere where you usually wouldn't go. And be aware of your surroundings. So let's start brainstorming some ideas. To start thinking about what you may want to take a photo or video of, let's think about what matters to you, to those around you, to your community. Where do you live? How do you live? This PhotoVoice project is particularly interested in your identity at this point in your life as an adult. As someone who participates in facts, are there specific situations you find difficult to deal with, and why? How does your identity influence your actions and how you deal with those situations? And finally, how does your identity play into your transition into adulthood? Use these key questions regarding your self-identity and transition to becoming an adult to guide what photos and/or videos that you take. Remember that each one should have a caption narrative and that you can audio record caption if you would like, but this audio portion is optional. Now we are moving on to photography video basics. Some of this may be new to you or maybe even obvious to you. Feel free to skip sections that you are already familiar with. The main thing to keep in mind when taking photos or recording video is to always ask first, before taking a direct photo or video of someone's face. Practice an appropriate introduction and stay safe. And remember, be friendly and positive. Next, keep in mind that photo or video quality is not important. One important thing to do is to write down captions or narratives, about 1 to 3 sentences, to keep notes about why you took a picture or recorded video, almost sounding as if you were talking to someone about your work. Here's an example of a photo with a caption narrative from the photographer who took it. The photographer provides a theme and adds more detail. Finally, here are some camera basics. While the example used here is for an iPhone, your device may be similar or different depending on the brand or model. The answer to some questions you may have about your cell phone or recording device may be easily found by searching it online on Google. Some of these may be obvious to you, and so please feel free to skip these sections, but otherwise follow along to make the best out of your photos or video for the project. In terms of camera operation, there should be a button or app that allows you to take photos. This is similar with recording videos, and that you may just have to switch your settings from taking a video to video recording. Likewise, this is similar with audio recording, but this may be done with a separate app or button on your device. In addition to writing down your captions, you are encouraged to actually speak your captions and record that audio to your work. But this is not required. In terms of composition, try different angles or points of view. Subjects can be around the center or they can be offset from the center towards the side if there is a purpose for doing so. The subject should generally fill the photo or video. For lighting and flash, first make sure to keep your fingers away from the lens so you do not cover the flash if you're using it. Stand about 3 to 8 feet away from subjects unless it is a macro shot. You can adjust for lighting conditions or flash by either checking your camera's flash setting or controlling the amount of light in the environment you are in if possible. Keep the sun to your back or to the side. Finally, there is editing, which can include cropping, filters, or enhancement. Feel free to edit the photo or video from within the device that took it, but please do so sparingly. Do not excessively edit your photos or video unless it is necessary to explain or portray the meaning of your story behind them. At the end of the PhotoVoice process, you will have to submit your digital files, which includes photos, video, or audio. One way to do that is to submit your files through a web browser if you uploaded your files to your desktop or laptop. First, click on the URL link that is provided in an email that will be sent to you. Next, click Add Files. Then choose and select the files based on where they are stored on the computer. Finally, click on Start Upload, which will start the process that will upload your files to a private and secure folder on Dropbox, which is an online web storage service also known as a cloud. The second method to submit your work is to send an email with the files as attachments to the following email address at fax_photovoice_9a9b at sendtodropbox.com. This will do the exact same thing with the first method, but this is particularly useful if you can only send your files directly from your cell phone or mobile device. Here are the media release forms that both you and your photo or video subjects will physically have to sign and submit to us in written form. You will receive copies of these forms in an email sent to you if you wish to participate in this Fax PhotoVoice project. Proceed through each one by clicking the forward button or arrow. You will be given about 2 weeks to take photos and/or video. You will be expected to finish by June 15th, Monday. Remember that there are no limitations to the number of photos or videos you can take, but please be reasonable as this is only a summer project. Once you are done with taking photos or video recording, please remember to immediately submit all of your digital files to us. You do not have to wait until June 15th to do so, but you are given until that time to finish all of your work. At the next session, we will be discussing the photos and videos that you all have taken. Be prepared to discuss what the photos or videos are of and what they mean to you, to the entire group. If it helps, write down what you have taken and the meanings behind them as you go. We will also be brainstorming goals and ways in which we can use this visual media to spark dialogue among your peers and facts. Please expect to have this focus group on the June call on the 23rd. This concludes the PhotoVoice training and orientation for this FACS PhotoVoice project. If you happen to have further questions, please feel free to contact Claire Berman at cberman@hsph.harvard.edu or call her at 617-432-1853. Thank you so much for your time and attention.